train fans, welcome back to the other side of the tracks. I'm Chris. Thanks so much for being here. If you've been a viewer of my channel, you know that I focus on a few specific road names: Strasburg, political stuff, New Hope and Ivyland, Texas Special, Yingling, etc. But there's been another series that I've been collecting in the background, waiting for the day where I would preview it here on the channel. And today is that day. Behind me is the Lionel George Herbert Walker Bush funeral train set. So this came out in 2020, and I thought I'd better grab one before they all disappear, as George H.W. Bush was, for me, the first president I'm really cognizant of in terms of policies and what's going on in the nation. Being born in the early 80s during the Reagan years, I was really too young to understand what was going on in the country and politics-wise. And then with George Herbert Walker Bush, really was when I was old enough to really appreciate kind of policies and what was happening. And of course, we had the Gulf War and a recession there. And of course, if you know history, you know that he did not win re-election, that he was punished for raising taxes, being responsible and trying to keep the nation's debt without exploding too much. And the lesson for every president since then has been spend, 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 like there's no tomorrow. And unfortunately, sooner or later, we're going to pay a hefty price for that. But I digress. I'll refrain from getting too much into politics. We'll get back to the train here. As I said, this is from 2020. It's now 2023, so it's been out for a while. And I got this a number of months ago. But we're going to go ahead, open it up today, check it out, and look at it further. All right, just looking at the outer shipper box first, we have here, this is carton number 286. So I'm not sure what the total quantity was made, but obviously they made several hundred at the very least. So it was a very popular train. And here we have, it was on the boat, May 2020. The actual funeral train took place December 2018 after the passing of George Herbert Walker Bush. And like I mentioned, this was in the 2020 catalog, which I think I have laying around here. Here we have the Lionel 2019 Volume 2 catalog. Of course, they're promoting the big boy, real big that year. And here on page 30, we have the George H.W. Bush funeral train set. So as you can see in the catalog, we have the number 4141 ACE Legacy engine. And it comes with 4 different passenger cars, 3 of which have all new tooling. These are 21-inch Union Pacific passenger cars, pretty awesome. And notice the coffin visible in that baggage car. We'll see more of that later. At the bottom here we have some little add-on box cards in traditional size, scale. Little mint car with funeral, with coffin. The Presidential Series box car. And this really nice waving flag boxcar with LED lights on it. So, of course, the real funeral train had quite a lot more to it. There was a second engine and other passenger cars. So, if you want to go all out, here on the next page, we have additional cars. I'm a little confused on the numbering here. We got Expansion Pack 3, Expansion Pack 3, Expansion Pack 4. So, you do the math. But, definitely a lot more cars you can get. So at the same time in 2019, MTH featured the George Bush funeral train right smack on the cover of their Volume 2 catalog. So as we can see, it has that Union Pacific Heritage 4141 SD70 AC on the cover, and we have that baggage train with that beautiful waving American flag in the back there. So opening up the catalog, page 84 and 85, we have a nice feature on the engine, and they also featured here the second engine, 1996, that baggage car with coffin in it, and the other passenger cars. So I think Lionel had a couple more passenger cars available than MTH. So definitely cool. I should mention also that Lionel had 1996. That was the second locomotive in the funeral train as part of their catalog as well. They even had an unpowered version of 4141. And you can just buy them individually instead of buying the whole funeral train set. If you just want the engine by itself, you can get one right there. A second unpowered one. 1996 here was the second train. And let's see here. 9069 led an advanced train for the special. And this other one, 9088, says here it was paired with Union Pacific's 1943 Spirit of the Union Pacific locomotive. So here we have it. So lots of options. Okay, let's go ahead and get this box open. So funeral trains were a tradition in America, part of the grieving process for losing a beloved public servant, as well as, of course, transportation to get that president home to the state they were from and their final resting place. Perhaps one of the most famous was the funeral train for President Lincoln after his assassination in 1865. There's been other funeral trains, and the last one that was held prior to George Herbert Walker Bush was that of Dwight Eisenhower. So it had been about 50 years since there had been a funeral train in the United States. Of course, with the advent of aviation and the highway system, it was just really of a bygone era. So it was really nice that that tradition was brought back, at least for George Bush. The formal funeral train procession of George Herbert Walker Bush was only 70 miles here in the state of Texas, and his final resting place being that of College Station, the home of the Texas A&M campus. And after that funeral train procession, Union Pacific formally retired engine 4141 and donated it to the Presidential Library Museum there, and hopefully sometime in 2024 they'll get around to putting it on display at that Presidential Library and Museum. Huh. Punctured way into there. I hope it didn't mess up a box. Got stabbed during shipping. Oh, it's upside down. Or at least it's in the shipper upside down. This is a big box. All right, here we go. The George H.W. Bush funeral train set. Out of the shipper, it is a humongous box. Of course, we got those giant passenger cars inside of it. It is heavy. Especially after you've been chopping branches in the backyard all day. And here on the side of the box, you can see all the cool items contained inside those 4 passenger cars. And of course, the beautiful 4141 locomotive. Wow, that looks really impressive. And of course, it's going to have all the legacy features. Bluetooth. In fact, it's got a whole panel on the side here dedicated to reviewing all of those legacy features. Set length 105 inches. Minimum curve 054. Thank goodness I got nice big 072 curves on my outer loop here. Alright, let's see if we can get this open up here. Here we are. Okay, here we got our engine and 4 passenger cars. Yeah, this box is in backwards. First things first. Ooh, let's see if we can get this engine out of there. Oh, damn. Shipping, they got a hole straight into my locomotive box. I don't know what the heck they pierced it with. Dang, post office, seriously. 036 minimum curve for the engine, but I don't think those 21-inch passenger cars are going to make it. Hence the 054 minimum curve requirements. I certainly hope the locomotive is in one piece. Always concerning seeing a giant bullet hole basically in the box. These are instructions. Typical for a ST70 series locomotive. It looks like the impact went straight to the fuel tank. Hopefully it's undamaged. But if there's a spot that something was gonna whack it, that'd probably be one of the most ideal places, being on the bottom and not some delicate handrail or other piece of plastic. The ribbons are helpful. Some really nice colors on these. Of course, that Air Force One style paint scheme. And this is the engine that they subsequently slapped the new name on it when Trump was elected, the Trump 4545 engine. So yeah, I don't see any damage down here from that hole that was punctured through the box. All the packaging off, take a closer look at it. See some mild abrasions here up top just from being in the box and shifting around during shipping. Maybe I spoke too soon. This handrail has popped out there, and then the screw that would hold this unit here on the bottom, it's not there. We got two screws on this side. This side, for whatever reason, it's one screw and it's not there. So this whole thing is not secure. Let me go look at that box again. I don't remember seeing a screw rattling around, but maybe I missed it. Right there, we got a screw. So, we got some other thing here. Okay, we'll see where this came off of. Looks like we're going to need the super glue. Now, I hope that this screw is not broken in half or that the threads aren't stripped out. It looks to be intact. So hopefully it'll just go right on in there. Alright, I feel like I'm doing train surgery all the time. One hand you have a manufacturing problem, the other hand you got the shipping problem. And by the way, this was UPS that this box was shipped from, and put the giant hole in my package here up to the locomotive engine. That's what may have popped the screw out for all I know, and damaged this other little grill. So yeah, it was UPS, so not US Postal Service. So let me just put that out there. It was UPS. The other day I had to fix some wheels on a passenger coach car from Lionel, which was shipped with the axle all bent, and the other two were totally out of their alignment places. That's how it was manufactured and shipped. It was shipped literally unusable, and I just fixed it enough myself because I thought it'd be less painful doing that than trying to ship it back and have it fixed. And then UPS will just damage that again or something. So shit. Well, it looks like that impact ripped out this screw from the bottom floor plate of this engine, and in doing so stripped out the threads somewhat. Alright, so then this piece is a step, the bottommost step from the rear of the engine. So you see one step, two step, three step, four step. Here in the front, we got one on the bottom. This is the one that got sheared off. And this handrail, a little mangled up. So it's a little bent there, not too bad. So yeah, we can easily glue this step back on there. This screw, I'm probably just got to glue it in place. And we got this thing over here, so I got to figure out what's going on with this. So you definitely want to check your packages sooner rather than later for things like this, because if it's something that's really bad, you want to be able to make a claim against the shipper or send it back to the store you bought it from. But yeah, just a little glue here, and I think a little glue on that screw, and I think it'll be fine. I don't think I need to send it back, go through all that hassle. Alright, we have applied some glue to that screw there, and upon closer inspection, in the box itself, the carton, outside of the foam packaging was rolling around a second step and an air hose. So both bottom steps on the rear of the engine had come off. In the air hose, so we got 3 here and 4 there. If we go back to the front, we got 3 and 3. So from this little spot here in the front, there's a little separate dot there. One that popped off. So it definitely got shook around a little bit in the box. Yeah, I mean these bottom steps look fairly flimsy. Really easy to shake off. Anyway, we'll get the rest of these items glued up here and should be good as new. Alright, we had the glue set overnight here for both the screw and these steps. I always find these old blocks from my daughter very helpful in propping things up for setting. Just the right size. Well, let's go ahead and check out those passenger cars. Hopefully we don't have any further problems. Here we have the first of the 4 passenger cars included in the funeral train set. Here we have the City of Portland dining car. This is a all-new tooling from Lionel for this set. We have our classic Union Pacific colors, and this is a really big car at 21 inches. Looks great. So let's get this out. Give a closer look, shall we? So this set will be the debut also of the Union Pacific road name on my channel. Got some scale coupler pads included. Oh. Nice couplets here. Got that on-off switch for those flicker-free. Have an on-off switch here for the flicker-free LED lighting inside. I noticed the passengers. With the passengers, I notice everyone is wearing black, which is appropriate for mourning at a funeral. Except this one. But everyone else, they're with the program. we got lots of tables inside, other seating areas. It's all just molded, same color as the floor. Would be nice if the chairs or whatnot were a different color to stand out a little bit, look a little bit more real. But better having the passengers in there and furniture than nothing, I suppose. All right, we got some add-on detail under the car. Lots of grab iron rails here by the doors and ladders. Door opens. It's always a nice feature. Happy to see no damage. Except this plastic piece here looks like it's bent above the door. Look at the other side. It's like solid. But lettering nice and sharp. Alright, let's put it on the tracks. And here we have it illuminated on the tracks. With my big 072 curves. Man, this thing's so big it got some overhang on it. So these are really nice looking cars. Let's see how long those lights last without power. Oh yeah, got some good capacitors on them, all right. There will be no flickering on this car. All right, here we have the all-important baggage car with the custom-made flag-draped coffin inside. And it does have a U.S. Marine, I believe, standing guard over the coffin as well. The grid pattern on the flag looks like the old 48-star flag they had at the time of George H.W. Bush's service in the military during World War II. Alright, we got out of the box, although I did hear something rattling in the box, so now that I look inside, I do see some part laying in there, so we'll have to figure out where that goes and grab the super glue again. Some kind of add-on part. This is definitely a nice looking piece with this American flag on there. Looks like this is something off one of the trucks. Maybe on the other side. The bottom detail looks intact. Notice there's a LED light directly above the flag draped coffin to give it some illumination. Oh yeah, here's where our part came off. So of course on the funeral train it was done up in this fashion to where the baggage door was open. They had some kind of plexiglass there so that the coffin could be viewed by the public as it rolled down the tracks. Yeah, we'll get this part glued back on there again. Okay, now that I'm looking at this more closely, this may just pop into place with these two other parts, this little rod here and this pin there. So if I'm lucky, you'll just snap it back into place. If I'm unlucky, I'm going to snap this thing in half and cause even more problems. It jiggles there. And okay. Pop that in there. Okay, so maybe we can get it away with the super glue this time. Yeah, definitely got to be very careful with these trucks. These things pop off during shipment, so got a lot of add-ons here on the sides of the trucks. And they are sprung too, which is a nice feature as well. All right, let's see this thing lit up. So there's our LED light. And our honor guard. And the honor guard standing over the casket. That's really a powerful piece, I gotta say, looking at it. It's very touching. But this is definitely a gorgeous car in of itself, and to have it as that funeral train for the final journey of George H.W. goes to his burial. That's just a piece of history. Alright, here we have the Overland dining car, which is a StationSounds car. Notice how straight out of the original packaging this Lionel logo is already bent up. The way it came out of the box. Brand new. According to the catalog, it says with the StationSounds diner features, instead of the usual dining blah blah blah, this car includes special recordings of the Bush 41 presidency and appropriate patriotic and honor guard music, which can be activated using the Legacy remote. So I don't have a Legacy remote, so I don't know how much of that, unfortunately, I'll be able to play. That is, unless I could use the Lion Chief app to activate some of those sounds. So we'll see. Oh, separate manual just for the StationSounds diner. Hopefully nothing is detached. Alright, all the trucks look in order. Little plastic parts here look good, so I think this one's in pristine condition. So we got our passengers mostly wearing their appropriate attire in morning black style clothing. Nice. Alright, let's fire this baby up. Alright, we got our StationSounds standing car here on the tracks. Give it some illumination and power. Oh. Makes a little bit of noise when it moves. How funny. Alright, here is our final coach car of the funeral train pack. It's classified as a business car. It does have an observation deck here in the very rear of the car. So this will be interesting to check out. The label on the box, real basic, just Kenefick, the name of the coach. Alright, here we go, our final piece. Interesting little bumpers here. I have to remember to repack it this way for the protection of the features on this car. Oh, whoa. Uh-oh. We got this handrail up top, and it's already bent and broken. Oh, great. Definitely had a lot of issues with this set, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to need some glue. At least on the bottom here, and with the trucks, everything seems to be in order. All the grab bars look okay. That's pretty cool. Rear here, little observation platform. There we go. All right. Yeah. This was the box that was in there backwards compared to the rest of the coaches. Anything else rolling around in here? What's this? Some kind of bead? Oh, there's like two of these little bead things here. Not sure what these are. It's kind of weird. I don't see any kind of light lenses or lanterns missing any kind of glass. It's really random. Alright, well, let's see if we can get this bent back into shape without snapping it off altogether. And we're going to have to glue this one, we're going to have to glue this one, we're going to have to glue this one, and this one I'm really worried when I bend it back it's going to snap completely off. And this one too, so, ooh, what a pain. Alright, so just to be sure I don't totally mutilate the finish on the top of the coach car here, I got a whole bunch of masking tape down, so we'll see how this process goes. Well, that's a little bit better. Hopefully that works. Here we have our business car on the tracks and illuminated at last. Had that glue set. So really nice looking car. Patches in the back. Get this red light here illuminated. Here we have 4141 on the tracks. We have our typical Lionel Legacy SD70 ACE features. And in front here we do have our ditch lights, which will alternately blink when the horn is sounded. Lots of add-on handbars, grab irons here, all over the place. We do have a crew inside the cab, LED interior illumination, die-cast trucks, fuel tank, etc. Lots of nice detail, all the little checkering on the walking plates here. Vents galore, which actually go through. They're not just molded in. Top of the cab we have our little horn add-on. Here's where we will add the smoke fluid. These vents do freely spin, which is a cool feature. A little add-on hosing pipes here and there. Of course, our George Bush 41 Presidential Library and Museum livery. This, of course, predates the passing of President Bush, as this locomotive was created by Union Pacific in 2005. George Bush was actually in this locomotive, checking it out after it was created. And looking at the rear, we got more add-on handbars, grab irons. We got some lights here for when you reverse. Lots of little details, little sticker here. Decals, I should say. Got our air hoses. So, it's, yeah, very detailed, typical SD70 ACE. They're nice models. And they definitely have a lot of heft to them. They are heavy pieces, so they do have some decent pulling power. Let's hear the startup sequence on this. All right, so overall, it's a great set. Really glad to have it. I'm not gonna let a couple shipping problems stop me from enjoying it. Neat piece of history, as well as model railroading history as well. So, obviously, if you have a local train store, always better to go pick it up at the store versus having something shipped. But sometimes you don't have a choice. You got to have something shipped, and uh, you always got to hope for the best. So with shipping, it's always roll the dice if something gets to you in one piece or pieces, and one can only hope for the best. And of course, when you get stuff shipped, be sure to check it right away and put it in a claim if you have any problems. Me, unless it's really bad, I just fix it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed checking out this cool set from Lionel. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead, like the video, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already one of our subscribers. For those returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here today. Please do check out our other videos. In the future, we will have maybe a couple more George Bush train things, so stay tuned. Additionally, if you'd like to give us further support, you can also sign up on Patreon so we can explore additional neat items. In any case, again, I'm Chris from Other Side of the Tracks. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time, train fans.